Dear students, I'll continue my discussions on Maxwell's equations. Today we'll see the electromagnetic polarization of electromagnetic waves. So we know that in an electromagnetic wave there are two components. Let's say the electromagnetic wave is moving along z-axis. These are the two axes, x and y, and one of the components is the electric field vector, and it is like this. Another one is the magnetic field vector, which is vibrating along the x-axis. I represent this one as E, and this is magnetic field B. So this is a transverse wave where the direction of vibration of this electric field, both electric field as well as magnetic field, it is perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. So that's why it is called a transverse wave. Now, what is polarization? Polarization in general, it means the orientation of electric field vector in general. So orientation of electric field vector decides the type of polarization. Generally, the magnetic field is not considered while discussing the polarization of the electromagnetic wave, because the electric field vector is it's a prominent component of the electromagnetic wave. So here, orientation of electric field decides whether it is which type of polarization. It can be linear polarization, or it can be circularly polarized electromagnetic wave, or it can be elliptically polarized electromagnetic wave. So to start with, we can consider, we'll discuss what is linearly polarized electromagnetic wave. So what is linear polarization? Now let us consider the two component of the electric field vector, like Ex and Ey. And for the time being, let's ignore the magnetic field component, and let's consider this electromagnetic wave. It's moving along z-axis, and let Ex and Ey be the components of the electric. Let it be x-axis and this is y-axis, and I have a component of the electric field vector along its x-axis, and I call this as Ex. Similarly, I have the one more component of the electric field vector, which is perpendicular to, so this is along y-axis and this is along z-axis. It's x-axis. So both components are perpendicular to each other, and here in case of linear polarization, both Ex and Ey vectors both are in phase. Both are in phase, and what happens is here there the ratio of, if I take the ratio of the modulus of the magnitude of Ey vector and the magnitude of Ex vector, this ratio is always a constant. Here what happens is the resultant of Ex and Ey, if you see the resultant vector of Ex and Ey, it will be falling in such a direction always. The resultant vector will be oscillating as a wave propagates. The tip of this particular resultant vector of Ex and Ey will tracing a straight line. So if I can draw this, if I can show you with this diagram, say this is Ex component, this is Ey, and this is, I can write like this, this is something like this. Now the resultant along positive axis will be like this, it's falling like this, and the resultant along, when both are tracing the downward directions, that component, that will be like this. So of course it is a reverse direction, and if you see the resultant vector is tracing a path which is a straight line. So that's why such a light, in general, such a wave, electromagnetic wave, is known as linearly polarized wave. So what is the condition to have a linearly polarized wave? So Ex, both Ex vector and Ey vector must be in phase, and the magnitude of Ex and Ey vector, either they can be equal or unequal, but the phase difference is always 0. They are in phase. So this is what the linearly polarized wave is, where the vibration of the electric field vector is along one particular line. So when we see from the direction of z-axis, it appears as if the wave is, the resultant vector is oscillating along a straight line. That straight line can be inclined at an angle to the y-axis. So that is what the linear polarization is. Now let us see what is circularly polarized wave or circular polarization. So circular polarization, now let us consider two electric vector components like Ey, Ex and Ey. These are the two components of the electric field vector, and here Ex, its mod, if I can take its magnitude of this as some E1, and here if I take the magnitude of Ey vector as as E2, and these two magnitudes are equal, and both Ex vector and Ey vector, they have a phase difference of pi by 2. uh, Here the two components are like this. Ey and say this is x-axis and this is y-axis, this is a z-axis, and here they are not in phase. So I can write the vector Ex as like this, something like this, and this is Ex vector, and here you can see here the phase difference is pi by 2. Okay, this is Ey vector, and here what happens is the resultant vector, the resultant of Ex and Ey, its resultant magnitude remains constant, but it is continuously changing its direction. So as it propagates, as a wave propagates along z-axis, when you see from the direction of z-axis, it appears as if the resultant vector is tracing a circular path. The locus of the tip of the resultant of Ex and Ey, it forms a circle. So that's why the wave is known to be circularly polarized, or this is known as a circular polarization. And I can show you the diagram. If this is x-axis and this is y-axis, and here where both the magnitude of both the components are equal, that's why here this is the magnitude of E1 along Ex, this the magnitude is E2, and these are equal. So that's why this is a circle. Its origin is 0, okay, O, and so this is how it appears. As the wave travels, the resultant vector is tracing, its tip is tracing a circular path, and the condition here is the phase difference is pi by 2, and the amplitude of both the components must be equal, and this is what the condition to have circular polarization. And here if you can write the equation for this, here I can write E1 Ex squared plus Ey squared is equal to E1 square, and here the amplitude, I should say the amplitude of two waves, E1 and E2, they are the same, they are equal. So this is about the circularly polarized light, and the condition, as I once again repeat, both the components must be having same magnitude. The amplitude of both the components Ex and Ey are same equal, and the phase difference between the two components is pi by 2, then we'll get a circularly polarized light. So with this I conclude here. Thank you.